loud poets. Please clap your hands, stamp your feet, and make some noise for your host and compere, Kevin Mclean.
Hello, and welcome to the Loud Poets Slam! Oh, thank you all so much for coming. My name is Kevin Mclean. I will be your host for this evening. Welcome to Push the Boat Out. Oh, we are so excited to be part of the festival. Thank you all so much for coming along and to Push the Boat Out for having us. This is our third annual Loud Poets Slam series, and we could not be, whoop indeed. We could not be happier than to kick it off in Edinburgh, which is our home city. That's where we do our monthly shows, our open mics, all that stuff, and we are so pleased to be part of Edinburgh's International Poetry Festival. Isn't that amazing? It's so wonderful to be part of. We love Push the Boat Out, and we were so excited to partner up and bring the slam, the Edinburgh Heat, for the first time to the festival. Give me a little whoop if you have been to a poetry slam before. The slammers, good. Enthusiastic, great start. Give me a little whoop if you have never been to a poetry slam before. Some people just like whooping is what I'm learning. Good job. Well, whether you've been to a million poetry slams or this is your very first one, we thank you for coming along for the blood sport of poetry. This may be the most competitive it gets at Push the Boat Out this year. We have run, like I said, 2 slam series the previous years. This is the third one. The way it works, what is the slam series? So we have 10 heats we're going to be doing over the course of, so this is the only one I think is going to be in 2024, right at the end of 2024. And so throughout the sort of spring and summer of 2025, we're going to be doing another 9 heats along with this one. And then it will all come together where we'll have our 10 slam champions from Scotland and a couple in England. We're branching out a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So we're partnering with some very cool festivals down south. And then we are going to have the Grand Slam final here in Edinburgh. That's right, you can get the train. Tired of going to London for stuff? Invented a whole slam series just so I don't fucking have to. So that is the plan. We're going to have 10 incredible champions who all come back up in August, and they will compete to become the Grand Slam champions. So this is a qualifier, but you don't just kind of qualify, you also get £200 for the winner. Ooh. And then the winner of the Grand Slam wins £3,000. Which in poetry is like £1 million. I don't know the exact conversion rate, but I'm sure it's close to $1 million. Pretty sure. So yes, it's a huge prize. Money, one thing, Pride, another thing, sure, maybe, I don't know, I'm a poet. But the true prize, what the people are really competing for, and what I want all the love, whoops, oohs, claps, applause, gasps of delight for, is the Loud Poets Championship belt. Isn't she beautiful? My pride and joy. So that is the true prize. They get to hold aloft the championship belt, declare themselves champion of their city, and then head to the Grand Slam final. But how do we get that poet? How do we get our Edinburgh champion? Well, we have 12 amazing poets for you this evening. They are all going to read in the first round. Then we're going to whittle that down to 6 poets in the second round. And then we will whittle it down to a final 3 for the third round. In our third round, we're also going to add our little extra Loud Poets twist where we have our wonderful musician accompanying the final 3 poets. And then 1 champion will be declared. So 3 rounds, 12 poets, all the way down to 1 champion. But who decides? Not me, thankfully. I have dodged that bullet successfully for a 3rd year in a row. Doing well. We have 3 absolutely wonderful judges. So our first judge is our resident Loud Poets judge. She is the big brain of the crew, the PhD, the doctor herself. Please give it up for Katie Ailes, who's doctor/photographer right now. Well done. You thought that PhD would take you to great things, and you're just, all it took you to was multitasking like a fiend. Wonderful stuff, Katie. Thank you. Our second judge is one of the driving forces behind Push the Boat Out, who has put together this absolutely incredible festival. She has been doing amazing stuff in the poetry scene in Edinburgh and beyond for a very long time. We love her. You love her. Please go wild for Beth Cochrane! I have been reliably informed by Beth that she's open to bribes in the way of alcohol. So it's that kind of festival. So yeah, please feel free to bribe Beth as you see fit. Yes, and our third judge is last year's Edinburgh Champion. She has been Edinburgh Champion for a whole year. She made it all the way to the Grand Slam final last year and made it to the very final of the Grand Slam final. She has been an absolutely amazing representative for Edinburgh. She's so wonderful poet. She's blown up in the scene. Please make some noise for Heather Rose! So those are our three eminently qualified judges. We have our 12 wonderful poets. We have Jack Hinks, our spectacular musician. Round of applause for Jack Hinks, who will be joining in as our third round. And the judges, basically, they'll be scoring on the quality of the poem, the quality of the writing, and they're more than qualified to do so. There is one missing key ingredient, which is Heather Rose is also going to be our wonderful sacrificial poet, because it is hard being the first person up to the mic in a slam in a room full of people who are like, what the fuck is happening here? So Heather is gonna take that bullet for us, and she's going to be our sacrificial poet. Does everyone follow along? Do you know the first time slammer people? Are you up to speed? Yes, good. It's going to be a wonderful thing. So that's all the stuff about the poets and the rules and the points and all of that. I don't need you guys to really worry about any of that. I'll be shouting names into microphones. You're getting poems. That's about as basic as it needs to be. What I need you guys to worry about is slam can be a scary thing. Some people, this will be their very first poetry slam. Some people might not have performed a huge amount before. It can be really scary to get up on a stage in front of a beautiful room like this with an amazing audience of this size and share your work. So what I want you guys to do is give all the love, all the support, all the applause, cheering, whooping, going crazy for each and every poet. Are you guys up for that? Guys, this is the loud poets fucking slam, all right? Are you up for that? Oh, that is what I like to hear. So I am going to write down this list real quick so the slammers know who is going to be up. Guys, it's my third year. We are going to do one big clap at the end of the list. I believe in you, Edinburgh. Don't let me down. So it is going to go Beth. Not angry, I'm just disappointed. It's going to go Beth. Good. Chris, Dean, Fiona, Glad, Jenny, Cook, Lucas, Mike, people, Papia, Q, and then Sarah. Those are your slammers. But to kick us off, we are going to have our wonderful sacrificial poet. Like I said, she has been absolutely tearing it up in the Edinburgh scene, all over Scotland as well. She is one of my favourite poets to see perform live. Please put your hands together and go wild for Heather Rose!
The day begins, I activate. I lay one extra beat so I'm already late. I make towards electricity. Someone's already drank it. Was that someone, me? I get to work. I tap away. I pick my hours to make the space for being creative. Work leaves me sedated. I go to the gym to lift some weights, a semblance of strength, pretended power, for I should, but I don't have control of my hours. I oil my gears that creak and groan. My clock cousin says that the day is half gone. The day is half gone. Or has the day gone? I tap and oil. Are all my days gone? I meet a friend. I try to speak. My mouth box pops a tiny squeak. I did not oil. I thought I'd oiled. I cancel plans I would have spoiled and sit in dark labeled recharge. My motor's word in heart is starved. Tomorrow I program increased efficiency, maximize storage of my energy, strategize higher productivity, day complete, scorched machine. The day begins, I activate. I don't lie there, I leap into the space. I stretch my metal and polish it shine. Computed precise how my day shall align. There are enough hours statistically to execute what's necessary. I grab my electricity. Its taste is rushed, unsavored, chugged. I'll sacrifice small sparks I love. I cannot love, there is no space. So why cook things I cannot taste? I aim for work to start my stations. My list of tasks is radiation. Its growth, a constant permeation. Paralyzing choice vibrations. I cannot choose, I cannot plan, decision, calibrations jammed. I oil my gears that creak and groan. My clock cousin says that the day is half gone. The day is half gone. Where has the day gone? I tap and oil. Are all my days gone? Day complete. Scorched machine. The day begins. I activate. Restless reset. I rush, part scathed by slithers of time that serpently wind, constricting oxygen supply. Their quick and tight hiss and remind that they exist by my confined. See, I picked my program, decided design. So what remains are slithers of time, and none of it's mine. I oil my gears. I need time outside. How can I breathe with no breath to sigh? I can't go outside. Time slithers and winds. I beep and beep. I don't want to write. I don't want to write, but that was my light. Monitors flick. They're dulling and dire. I oiled my gears. Why don't I have time? Day starts again. When did it end? I activate. No beats. Distress. I do not delay. So beds unmade. Routines, they fade. I trade and trade. I speed my circuits that hiss at me. No time for electricity. I oil my gears. No work is first. I can tap away and repress my thirst. I can tap away and repress my thirst. I feel my ears. They're burning. They're burning. Suddenly, oil. Oil, 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 oil. I tap away, I rush and squeak, I squeak and rush and rush and squeak. My day is complete. Scorched machine. Thank you.
Heather Rose, everybody! I'm loving, like, it can be scary going first. We'll get Heather to set the mood, and she's like, here's some fucking anxiety for you. Spectacular stuff. That's why she's the champ, guys. Are you ready for the first round? Well, we have Chris Best on deck, but now making their way to the stage, please go wild for Beth McDonald!
Honestly, the thing is, if you don't know, I can't explain it. It's like the old joke about pornography. You can't describe it, you just know it and you see it. But I'm not one to shy away from a challenge, so here goes. It's when you get home from the club and past you is good enough to have changed the sheets, and drunk you gets to clamber naked into fresh, clean bed sheets at the height of summer. And if it doesn't feel at least a little like that, baby, that's not the place you should be. It's early evening, you're several vodka cranberries in, and suddenly the dance floor is filled with the sound of the saxophone from Baker Street, and something unhinges in your hips. And if you can't get your hips moving, get that cute ass out of here, because he ain't what you need. It's when someone tickles you right under the chin, like there's something feline in your soul, and they just want you to purr. And if they don't want you to purr, that ain't ever coming anywhere good. It's almost the same as hearing the opening riff to Kashmir played loudly through headphones while your eyes are squeezed so tightly closed you could be anywhere. And you're lying on satin sheets, and the weed is really good. That's almost exactly like how it feels. It's the way your spine tingles from top to tail when the beat drops in Faithless's Insomnia. And if it doesn't feel at least a little like the beat dropping in a club full of ecstasy and sweat and thumping bass lines, honey, he's doing it wrong. It's how it feels like you're doing 80 down I-11 with a guitar solo from Freebird blaring from the radio with the top down and the evening wind whipping your hair back, knowing Vegas is laying in front of you, full service and inviting, like someone decided to make Fuck, Marry, Kill into a city, and you know no matter what the game is, you're the only one winning. It should feel like they know how to dance to every single drum beat in the opening of I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross, but they can only show you with lips and tongues and fingers, and if they can't make their tongue feel like a samba, dance that cute ass away, because they ain't got what it takes. The closest you will get is when the trombones kick in during the original recording of Feeling Good by Nina Simone. It's soul and jazz and a woman singing about joy. It should feel a little like a visit from God. Whichever one you believe in, when your eyes are closed and your back is arched, because Danez said, I've never known an orgasm not to be holy, and I've never known a better reason to get on my knees and show you how good my prayers are.
We have Dean Sang on deck, but please keep that applause going as we welcome Chris Bears.
My future son stood next to me in a dream one night. He was about 5'2", 6th grade. His lineup was sharp enough to cut diamonds. It framed high cheekbones mottled with dark spots. His eyes were deep brown, downturned, and full of tears. He looked up at me and asked, "Dad, what do I do when I get tired of fighting?" I spread my arms wide, held his head to my chest. We evaporated into a fine mist, our ends and beginnings spinning windswept over mountaintops. We became a cloud. As his tears rained a monsoon that sated scorched earth, I said, "Son, you fight for as long as you can, and when you can't fight, just stand." The thunder rolled, the wind blew, the rain stopped. We dropped from the sky, past A380s, kites and kestrels, through leaves of trees, past roots in the earth's crust, into the mantle where we formed links of a carbon chain and a sapphire the size of a house. Eons passed. My son listened as I said again, "Just stand. Do whatever it takes to keep your feet underneath you." The earth stopped spinning, cracked, then split, each half disintegrating into cosmic dust from which a universe was born. We had galaxies for eyes, nebulas for minds. My son spoke to me in a language of quasars and asked, "Dad, where do I find the strength to keep standing?" I blinked twin galaxies out of and back into existence and said, "Keep people close. Use each other like crutches. Whenever someone's had enough, keep them up. There's more to fighting than aggression. It's essential to find ways to rest. To rest. Terrestrial planets and the galaxy that formed the freckles on my son's left cheek waged war with doomsday devices that broke time into pieces when they detonated. So we sat, and we watched as the vacuum of space was erased around us, and through the nothing, I said nothing because there was nothing to say, but through the nothing, I could feel my son's presence. From the nothing, my son became a god, and in his infinite wisdom made me the light in his dark places. Through moonbeams, I gleamed a message onto the crest of every wave that crashed into the sands of every beach. Each one read, "You did not choose to be the opposition." The landscape changed into a vast network of caves inhabited by disembodied minds who spoke in gusts of wind that rubbed smooth shapes out of the rough cave walls, wherein I became the concept of peace and he became the idea of forgiveness. And between us, I said, "Son, you will be okay." And then I woke up.
Best, everybody! We have Fiona Jane on deck, but please keep the noise going as we welcome Dean Sang!
Making his way into the ring, hailing from the Fylde coast, weighing 171 pounds, it's Dean. Against his opponent, from Edinburgh Waverley, weighing 248 tons of steel, comes a colossus, a hulking, juddering Goliath. The champion laying claim to Carlisle, Oxenholme Lake District, Lancaster, Preston and more. A titan of the world. Give it up for the 10:48 Delayed Avanti West Coast. The following contest is set for boarding the train and scoring a seat without causing anyone grief. Without further ado, let's get ready to stumble. Oh, he's off. Our fringe contender making his way across the ring, where here comes the first bout. An unassuming man coming in hot, but Dean can't shift left, right, fight or flight, then bam. Ooh. An apology, and there he goes, causing a faff, and another, a misstep, then a volley of apologies, landing like butterflies when he floats like a bee. His backpack, a meteor over this trembling city, blotting out the sun as it breaks the atmosphere of the platform 4 stairs. Truly, the world's slowest traveling fist. But can the train dodge? It has no legs. Avanti fans think this match is rigged. This fist engorged on his back. It's only taken 8 excuse-me's to reach the train. And oh my lord, he's rushing, pushing at the button to open the train door. What power! Just his thumb is enough for the train to expose its ribs. And he's boarded the train. The seat is down for the count. 1, 2, 3. What was the seat reservation again? 38. Apologising all the way down the carriageway, telegraphing his attacks were a please. Excuse me, 26, 28, such clumsy momentum, 30, never a simple journey, never, 32, 34, until he's there, the glory, 36, of the someone in his seat. This calls for the signature move, a one-way ticket to win, valid only at Preston at 1:45. Excuse me, the crowd are silent. I believe I've reserved this seat. It's a one-hit knockout. They vacate and he's won. He's the champion of the do-do-do-do. Your attention, please. The Avanti West Coast service to London Euston has been cancelled. This is due to a shortage of train crew. And the crowd goes wild as everyone leaves for the intermission. For Dean, the round only continues on. Thank you.
Too real today. Guys, we have Fiona Jane, we have Glad on deck, but now making their way to the stage, please give a warm welcome to Fiona Jane!
Trigger warning for body image. So many opinions and views on body types. If you don't want to look fat, wear vertical stripes, tuck your belly in some shaping underwear for dinner in public, glass of water, sight of air. At all times, be painfully aware that your extra inches barely fit in your chair. Assume we're all watching and we all compare your size to the woman wearing her bones bare who ordered the two of you a starter to share. Some people might find this a revelation, but a woman's size is a cause for celebration. So when somebody states that my girlfriend is fat, I say, correct. My love is the shape of a Greek goddess. My thoughts on this are anything but modest. She belongs in an art gallery, visibly not counting her calories. I see her displayed in the middle of the room, a beautifully carved statue, tits out in full bloom. She spills through my fingers like a waterfall on a sunny day. Gets me lightheaded like a glass of Chardonnay, and I'd love to have the muscles to carry her to bed, but I don't mind getting flipped over her shoulder instead. I love every inch of her. You see, my love is a full moon. She owns one of the roundest things in the room. She gets me starry-eyed. I could watch her move for hours. If she was a hero, ass would be her superpower. Don't ask me how, it's just what. And in all of this curvaceous glory, she never tells me I'm too thin. And when she loves me, she makes sure that I can't tell where her body ends and mine begins. I have never felt this full. This perfectly shaped, like my skin fits on my bones, and it's not just draped on the days. I don't want this body. She does it for me. She lets me love every gram that makes her, her, while she traces all my bones, reminding me there's nothing else she would prefer.
Fiona Jane, everybody! We have Jenny on deck, but please keep that applause going, keep it building up, keep that noise in the room for Galan's in Men!
All the way down for me. There we go. In 2017, the first photograph of a black hole was taken by the Event Horizon Telescope, and Christopher Nolan came in his pants. Probably. Before this point, I had always imagined a black hole as a whirlpool in space. Now I imagine the photograph, a fuzzy, lopsided ring of light contrasted against the darkest black my phone screen can display. I have never used a black hole as a metaphor, not for depression or my ex-girlfriend's heart or my stomach when I'm high. They're all too cliched, but a prompt is a prompt, so I am going to metaphor the shit out of this celestial body. In fact, I've made a list. 1. In order to escape a black hole, an object needs to be traveling faster than the speed of light, which means the only thing in the universe capable of escaping a black hole is the speed at which I fall for a boy who reads John Green. 2, I wear all black, but surround myself with colorful things. I think I miss the star I used to be. 3, the first time I met her, she made a joke about her soul being a black hole. I said, black absorbs warmth. And the core of a black hole was once molten iron. I imagine you have one of the warmest souls on the planet, and I was right. I just forgot about the part where you consume whatever falls into you to feed your fire. 4, the shallow slumps are the worst of it. I'm not consumed by anything. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't burn. It doesn't tear me apart. I'm just circling the edge of it, wondering if I'll fall in, incapable of moving in any meaningful way. When you are outside of a black hole, you do not get sucked in like a vacuum. Everything just slows. And you feel affected not by the thing, but by its gravity, hoping that this is the worst of it. 5, if you ever get high with me, be prepared to see the majesty of space itself. Thank you.
Give it up for Gillard! We have Cook on deck, but now making their way to the stage, please give all the love and a warm welcome as we have Jenny Penny Lester!
Ode to the clitoris. Oh, iceberg of flesh, pink-mounded teat that buries deep roots, that hold me closer than any man ever could. My budgie's tongue, teat suckle, joy buzzer, cunt knuckle. Dubbed frigid by Freud because he was paranoid that women could find heaven without him. Because of his thoughts on my libido, our orgasm gap is bigger than his ego. Well, I dare to disregard his deliberations. My devil's doorbell swells with liberation. So with the same vigor that I demand equal pay, I refuse to call clitoral stimulation foreplay. So sisters, join me on my 3-point plan for proper treatment of our fishy flans. Step 1, dump him. Well, probably. Unless he can tongue maps of your rainforest botany, sex is not over until you are done. And if he can't provide, well, he's probably not the one, sure. He's handsome and well-read, but is he clitorate in bed? Step 2, all sister solidarity. All women are women with different anatomy. Transphobic nonsense is always a bore. They're the only cunts it's okay to ignore. Step 3, wanking. It is my decree that this is key in our battle against the patriarchy. Our weapons are wands and bullets and hands. We came here to lie down to take a stand. I will host a carnival to my carnal clam hat, my pussy pearl quimberry sugar plum man trap. I will wank, and I will wank all night. Reclaim our pleasure. This is our fight. Society has fucked us in all ways but one. The revolution is nigh. Its time has come.
Jenny Lester, everybody! Nah, sit on the stage, Kev. It won't be weird. Guys, we have Lucas Sheridan on deck, but please give a warm welcome to Cook!
I just watched a brother die with a corp on his neck. His arms wide and flexed, staring into his eyes, man, he killed him with chest. No wonder I hated, supposed to protect. He was there to inspect, not take the life of the suspect unless there's danger and it's direct. But this man was lying lifeless. That's murder in effect. Police have no respect, culling their people like a virus. ready to infect to collect a check. They won't pay reparations. They're coddled in their stations, ready to commit violations. I stay praying for my brothers in the States, cause you can tell the pain's real and their lights are fading. That's another black dad in the morgue before his child's graduation. Their lives don't matter more, and that's not what they're saying. They just want to be safe in the streets where the kids are playing. So understand the pent-up frustrations, cause a black man at 20 years old is twice as likely to be taken. So before we heal, I want to hear appreciation, cause we know that all lives matter. But it's their lives that keep getting ravaged by government organizations. So cut the shit and the obvious stating, creating a system designed to keep them failing, creating a conflict with race baiting, economies trailing, bear clowns getting elevation, police shoot with elation, white man shoots he's mistaken, but a black man who commits fraud or goes for a jog can be shot without contemplation. Man, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this nation. It's never been great. It was built on enslavement. And it's got me racking my brain because way across the world, me, my family, my friends could be treated the same. Killed for a colour. Killed for a game. Because when the boys in blue shoot, they don't shoot to maim, shoot to kill. Life turned to a stain. The pain echoes through my screen time and time again. Well, I can't do nothing but be driven insane by the lack of compassion, the lack of disdain towards these pitiful men weaving badges of shame. It's got me wanting to blow up or pour blood down drains. But if I do, I'm just as bad as them. So my skin gets thicker as these lames argue and bicker which hashtag to use. There's KKK out here shooting at. I use a hard R for our martyrs because we need to push harder. We got fathers becoming figures, so now we're lacking father figures.
Give it up for Kirk! We have Mike Yule on deck, but please keep that applause built as we welcome to the stage Lucas Sheridan!
An ode to the 11A and C circular buses of Birmingham. Oh, carriages of plump-faced mornings and chapped lips, of hands cupping the outside above brows, of small foreheads furrowed to glass, of signing off window art with the flourish of a smiley. You development rooms on wheels. You roller coasters for stolen pint glasses and teenage romances. You witnesses to crack of dawn coffee spills and untied shoelaces. You fleet all hands of a clock, churning time like a rolling engine, like bubblegum, readying at the back corner of a mouth about to pop with morning chatter. You perpetual motion machine of our bit of Midlands, rambler of roadworks and stuck in traffic conversations, you quick-step dancers, roamers of our ballroom's edges, swinging us through roundabouts and rough times. You bus stop top keepers, guardians of the mouldy forests, moss and weeds and microcosm, oh, to reach for them, to plunge my hands into that little risen world above sheltered heads waiting unaware. I would make my arm an ant's for you. I would dislocate my shoulder to reach out your window and bring the world you bring us to in for you. Oh, to feel the ring road air on both our faces. Oh, run me to the Lidl on the way back from City Hospital. Loiter while I bag up a balm or a bap or a bun and then board with the donut sticky kids, all hospital plasters and sprinkles. Then rock me as a mother shushes and shoos and tells her kid to sit and rumble my lolling head against your window as if transmitting her love in mumbles and that wary ding that calls home.
Lucas Sheridan, everybody! We have Pepita on deck, but making their way to the stage now. Please go wild for Mike Yule!
As the first rays of morning light splay through the blinds, I want breaking free from your grasp to be the hardest part of my day. Your back pressed to my chest, warm, comforting, secure, at rest. There's nowhere I'd rather be than here, and yet I need to muster up the will to move, eventually. So carefully untangling my arms, slipping my way out of the bed, making my way across the hall to the kitchen. I want that cup of tea to be the first thing you see when you open your eyes, waiting for you on the bedside table. To then rejoin you in that soft embrace of love and affection and warmth and happiness, hearing your voice and seeing your face, begging in my mind to stay in this place, despite everything my brain may want to surmise. Here in this place, there are no lies. You destroy the lowest lows and elevate the highest highs. When I look into your eyes, nothing matters. When I kiss you, it brings the heavens into view over crystal clear skies. For to be a man standing before the divine, I could only ever dream to be beneath you. Be the snowy mountain peaks that hold aloft your skies. And as the first ray of morning light splays through the blinds, I open my eyes and roll over to the cool side of the bed.
Thank you, everybody! We have Q on deck, but please put your hands together and welcome our next poet, Pepita!
This is Dancing Hormones, a poem about my period. It's what they call the rise and fall, the rise of estrogen, and then it's fall. At the rise of progesterone, at Mother Nature's call, it's the dancing of hormones on the dance floor of my body as my mood swings and sways to their rhythm. It's just that time when happy becomes sad and sad becomes sappy. It's when frowns turn into mad. It's a madman's country. It's whites into reds, from couches to beds and bathrooms and kitchens, the fridge. It's cows and chickens and smaller processed fun sizes. It's the Titanic as it capsizes. It's the painful shift of cup sizes. It's just sweatpants and morning faces and home in its familiar places. It's what we wish for. But life has to progress. I feel like I'm my own hormones mistress, and I think to myself, just a little longer until I'm done with this stress, just a little longer. It is smiling when you're in pain and then repeats again and again, slowly thinking you're going insane, but I'm just saying. Oh, and it's no sugar, no dairy, no caffeine on day one, no chocolate, no cheesecake, no milkshake, no fun. It's wanting to be held with love so close, but not wanting to be touched. It's wanting to be alone and then feeling lonely, but still wanting to be understood. Is that too much to ask for? It's checking your seat whenever you stand up. It's feeling weak as you try to man up. It's a no white bottom zone, unless you're up for some rebellion. It's when slightly tight becomes too tight because I'm bloated. It's when an open cabinet door could become a fight. But I mean love. I really do. I just want to be understood. And then comes the blissful days in between, full of white bottoms, cheesecake, and the occasional caffeine as the countdown begins. 27, 26, 25, 24. It's what they call the rise and fall. Thank you.
Give it up for Pepita, everybody. We have Sarah M. Davies on deck, but our penultimate poet making their way to the stage, go wild for Q!
Does my hair look okay? So it's my 4th year in Scotland, and I think as every migrant knows, a new city is a chance at new loves, but also new burdens. Every time I trip upon a cobblestone or an Edinburgh street, it feels like the city is yelling at me, shouting at me to find my footing. But I've never been much of a fan of footing anyway. Who likes feet? Don't answer that. Me personally, I'm more of a sitter, a layer downer. Not so much a downer, but a rester, a committed member of the cult of the eepy neepy sleepy. But when I do walk up, get up, and move, I find that new joys float my way. Like when I jaywalk past a line of waiting tourists on an Edinburgh street, in that 10-second Goldilocks zone when the cars stop and the lights yet to turn green and they balk at me. Equal parts impressed and annoyed, that's joy. Or after a long day at the National Library, that second's intimacy, the gaze exchanged, when there's a sneeze from one end of the room and gentle bless you floats in from the other. That's joy. Or when it's time to leave, we stand up slowly, gather our life's work in strewn pages, and when we have to leave, the staff stand on two sides and say goodbye in turn and honor God in celebration of all the work that we've pretended to do. That's joy. But nothing brings me warmth as much as walks on dates, a little twist and turn, a saunter on winter days. And last summer, I had 3. Date number 1, voice like an angel. We met at the Mother Superior Bar in Leith, where we saw a Welsh man sing Ophelia by the Lumineers on an electric banjo. And at the end of the night, she held my face like water from a lake cupped in her palms and kissed me goodnight. And until I got back home and realized that I, queer elder, ally, Riz provider extraordinaire, had in drunken glory set her up with her ex-girlfriend because no regrets. Date number 2, a writer, brave and curious, with a familiar of a German shepherd that was as floofy as it was sweet. Sure, my general distaste for walking was offset by the egotism of strutting to a speakeasy with a giant wolf off-leash until we went back home and saw the moon rise from my bedroom window, realized that we wanted nothing but to sleep together, just together, that the patient silence of friendship is sometimes more and true, like the moon itself. Date number 3, not so much a date, a chance encounter at the Victoria Bar, and where else afterwards for the queers but CC Blooms. And, you know, I'm a tall person myself, a solid 5'7" and a half matters. The half is what sets me apart from Tom Cruise and Scientologists. But she, a stunning 6 feet tall. And you know what? All bodies matter, but liking and dating tall men is a discriminatory act. It is body shaming. But the 4th time she swatted away a drunk man, held me steady, my anchor, my pillar, my tower. Yo, yes, Big Daddy, I understand. Because love is in the distances, between 5'7" and 6, between my window and the moon. As the night now grows and the day falls into a secret, silent slumber, inviting only the bravest onto its midst, I'm called by the city to stumble upon every cobblestone just so I could be caught, to keep my ears tuned for the next sneeze just so I could be the breeze that floats in. And perhaps, just perhaps, with enough falls, with enough stumbles, one day I can learn to love the mornings again. Thank you.
Give it up for Q! We have reached our final poet of the first round. Please go absolutely wild as we welcome Sarah and Davey.
Alone in my room, in the bubble of my imagination, the girl who tried to fly, the woman who stood alone, surprised by myself. I can do anything. But sometimes I listen too hard to the songs of others. I lose my music in the cacophony of the world's sounds. I lose direction. I forget. I can do anything. The tattoo on my chest, that tiny green dot, it wasn't a full stop. It just marks a test, a rest, a reminder that I wasn't broken, I just needed to rebuild. I can do anything. That walk in the park, the story you told me to make your lies seem like they were my fault. I lost my way, but I can do anything. I'm the woman who can build a shelter, light a fire, keep my cubs safe, protect myself. I can do anything. All those years, I wasn't lost. I was pulling myself together for my third age, the interesting path. I can do anything. So I'm no longer mourning the before times. My direction is clearly forward. I can do anything. I can do anything. I can do anything.
Sarah and Davies, everybody! Can we just get a huge round of applause for all of our first round slammers? Amazing stuff, amazing stuff. That is a hell of a first round of a slam. Oh, I'm smiling because I'm not a judge. I get to relax in the interval and be like, oh, that was so good. It's a problem for them, not me. Guys, that is the first round of slam. If you've never been to a slam before, they're all this good. You should go to them. That is totally normal. That is insane. That really is. The quality is wild. Just before we go for a little break, I just want everyone to bear in mind that this is going to go from 12 poets to 6. And that could be any 6. It is really, really thin margins. So yeah, while the judges are totting up the scores and poets are sitting nervously freaking out, why don't you go get a drink at the bar? If you see a poet during the interval, please do me a favor. Tell them you like their stuff. All right, guys, this has been the first half, and we will see you for round 2. Go grab a drink.
Welcome back to the second half of Loud Poets. Please clap your hands, stamp your feet, and make some noise for your host and compere, Kevin Mclean.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to the second half of the slam. Did everyone get a beverage? Did everyone tell a poet they liked their poem? That's the main thing. Good job, good job. Thank you so much for coming back. It was an eventful interval. I met an 8-year-old called Hunter who told me to stop swearing. And I have promised I will try my fucking best. That's the last one, Hunter, I promise. That's just for the gag. I'm on it. You think that's bad? Jenny did Ode to the Clitoris. I said fuck a couple times. No, good. It's not a bad word, but it is a confusing word for an 8-year-old boy. Let's not get into a debate about the fucking word, all right? This was a fun little bit at the top. I'm not... Okay, all the poets are like, just read out who's through. We have no time for whimsy. So that is what I shall do. Guys, thank you so much for coming back to the second half. I just want to say, before I read out who is through, slams are crazy. The breadth of topic, of background, of performer, of style is so broad. It's one of the things I love most about slams. This first round is a huge example of it. You could not tackle a broader range of subjects and tones and just styles of poetry. It is so beautiful to see. It's one of my favorite things about slam. But it also makes it incredibly hard to judge. You are going on our 3 judges who are wonderful. They know tons about poetry. They are more qualified than you could hope to be, but still, they have their own preferences, they have their own biases that they enter in, and that is always going to reflect in who goes through. Going out is not a reflection on you as a poet. It is a reflection on this particular round of this particular slam at this particular moment, and that is all it is. They're here, we can reveal. It's a trick to make you people come. That's it. That's all it is. So yeah, please, if you didn't make it through the second round, please do not be disheartened. I think everyone will agree any 12 poets could have made it to the 6. Am I right? But only 6 did. So they will be reading in this order. Right? It's the reverse order to the first round. Okay, so I will read them out. We will do 1 clap at the end. If you mess it up, you're going to make me swear. That's going to upset Hunter. So know that you're making a child sad. So we are gonna run through the 6 that are into the second round. 1 big cheer at the end. Okay, the 6 are Pepita, look, the tears of a child. Pepita, Lucas Sheridan, Cook, Jenny Lester, Fiona Jane, and Dean Sang. That list again is Pepita, Lucas, Cook, Jenny, Fiona, and Dean. Those are your 6 slammers. That is the order they will be reading in. Now, to let them calm themselves for a second and not freak out, we are going to welcome back our wonderful Sacrificial Poet for one last time, performing as the reigning, defending Edinburgh Champion. Please put your hands together and welcome to the stage the spectacular Heather Rose!
Heather, I am 12. I grow a heavy secret. I know you're me, so you'll know it too, but will you promise that you'll keep it? I've not inked this to reality yet, so this is a paper reality check, though really my tininess lacks the breath to breathe this seed to you. It burns a glowing hue of dread spread on here in infrared, all-consuming weight. I'll write it in parentheses. I'm straight. Dear Heather, I'm 15 and gay. I'm gay out to the world. My timid printed handwriting is now big, bold, and swirls across the page, light, no labels, and my blossoms taken root. I will stay placed in sunshine, never again to be diluted. This is my entire personality. Petals for everyone to see. I feel like everyone can see. Through my skin into my heart, I play no part, impersonating, just feel I've been germinating with wrong compost concentrations. Flowering, and I can never wilt. I propagate, empowering, and now I walk stock stilts. And though these strides are tree stump strength, up here the rain leaves petals drenched. This pedestal I did not select. I'm the first queer girl they've ever met. They buzz spaghetti straight till wet. Join my partner and I, 3 said to be best. These bees see me, their flower, experiment. How did I get here? How do I get there? Unburied from the soil and decaying wormy toil, coiled in daisy chain cuffs, prisoner, not amidst the shrubs, but a visitor. What if I can't ever be her? I still don't know who she's meant to be. Fueled by just queer energy or silent rainbow reverie, shielded underground. I will not yield to thunderclouds. This was all needed to get where we are now. Dear Heather, I'm 20, still queer, budding bright, though it's a blossom now that needs less for us to write about and more we can just smile about. We've repressed, bottled in, then expressed everything in this journal, scribbling. I know I would not change a thing. I know I should not change a thing. I know I cannot change a thing. Beautiful flowers should not be hidden. It's all that we are when what we are is still unwritten. So I am writing. Still enticing equilibrium, but this journey's one that's not as simple as a blossom. Though it feels like you sprouted from a sapling to a colossal plant, you can't bloom a linear path. I'm taking the room you should have had, dear Heather. Dear Heather, this intensity, though I serenely await a balance, dear Heather. I'm not sure where we next go, but it's together. That's a promise.
Give it up for Heather Rose!
Military style operation. Bravo, bravo. That's it. Takes. It's a do that.
Did you work here, Perry? Guys, that was Heather Rose. Another big round of applause for her being the Sacrificial. She has been an absolutely incredible Edinburgh champion, and I know from the 6 that are through, she will have a worthy successor. So yes, those 6 again, it's going to be Pepita, then Lucas, then Cook, then Jenny, then Fiona, then Dean. Guys, are you ready for the second round? Then with Lucas on deck. Please put your hands together. Welcome back our first ball in the second round, Pepita!
Self-diagnosed. Every time I represent myself, when I proxy the faculties of my mind, every time I ask for help, every test, the same results I find, that I'm the physician and the technician. I am the symptoms and the disease. I am the trial. The symptoms. Depending on the occasion, 50 pounds of self-doubt resting on my chest so that breathing can count as a workout, and an elevated heartbeat so that the speed of my speech are the lyrics that match it. A disconcerted dance, a commissioned second voice in my head, a tangle between conversations, the symptoms? Feelings of displacement and misplacement, like my skin is the wrong size and I don't fit in, so I size down, tuck my personality behind my ear, hold my audacity in as I shed a tear, a daily existential crisis that leaves you lifeless, ruthless and relentless despite the evidence, despite the fact that I am here, that I keep standing here, yet fall for the same false narrative that I shouldn't be here, like the designated space I occupy in every room is always overdue for rent. The test. Conducted after the fact, powered by my peace of mind and solitude, so mostly after dark. As I fall asleep is the highest magnitude, and then the machine starts to ruminate into the wee hours of the night, from the moonlight to the twilight, shedding light to my internalized flaws that I am cast in their shadows. The protagonist, replaying scenes of embarrassing moments, etching notes in the back of my eyelids, replaying scenes of embarrassing moments, replaying scenes of embarrassing moments, replaying scenes that I think are embarrassing, replaying embarrassing, a lullaby. The disease. Test results declare imposter syndrome. Panic, pretend I don't care, but it hits home. Though evidence states otherwise, it eats at your bones with sticks and with stones, chipping away at your soul, crippled and forlorn, admitted indefinitely to the comfort zone. The cure is knowing that the test is a lie, because who else will be protagonist for your life? Feelings of inadequacy and evidence of success are not mutually exclusive. The concept is elusive. All the machine is testing is you, and the exam gets harder the higher the view, but guess what, baby? So do you. So we can sit and rot in the comfort, where the grass is always a shade of green short. Or we can dance through the discomfort, take a mud bath in the dirt, and water your grass with your blood, your sweat, and your tears. Thank you.
Give it up for Pepita! We have Cook on deck, but now making their way to the stage. Build up that applause, make all the noise for Lucas Sheridan!
Hello. This poem has some audience participation in it. Oh, that's good. You're going to smash it. So I want you to take a big, deep breath in and say the words, I am here. I am here. Wonderful. So when I go like this, you go, I am here. Wonderful. And when I go like this, I am here. I am here. Yous are wonderful. The Arctic bowhead whale can live for up to 200 years, after Nate DeMeo. The slow lapping of waves, the rush of a current, the peaking chorus of 50,000. I am here. I am here. Our tales, I am here. Our blubber, I am here. Our scars, I am here. Our families, and our cool expanse of home. The bowhead whale was also known as the Arctic right whale, for being the right whale to hunt. The sound expands, heart, bones, back, cool, blue, 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 home. Slowly, like a tide going out, then a rush of harpoons. If 200 years of life, birth to end, were a beach, how much would you live each grain, each moment of sand? How much would you love each grain? How much would you give for the tide to wash you new, wash you old, wash your wounds, wash you hold? What would you give to again hold those you watch floating lifeless out at sea? Hold your breath. Don't let the air take a breath, take a gasp, take a gulp, take a... Do you feel it in our bones? Like the black of blue depths, like the breaking of a voice? Do the notes echo, narrow, tired, empty? Now, only vast heart speaking, each beat reflecting off rib, off bone, off muscle, off bone, off breaking, off broken. Echo location for the lonely.
Look at Sheridan, everybody! We have Cook on deck, but now please keep that applause bell and keep that noise going as we welcome... Sorry, Jenny on deck. I can read basic instructions. The applause that they're building for our next performer. Go wild for Cook!
I'm too black for the white, but I'm still full of aye rights. When I agree, I say aye. When I remember something, I say, oh, aye. I mean, I like a girl, I say, oh, aye. Anyway, we've established something. I'm Scottish. I love the word aye. I'm full of black puddings, and believe it or not, in school every day I had a Scotch pie. My humour's dry. That's about the only thing. In Scotland, it didn't stop raining, and that's not a fucking lie. I'm sure I don't have to explain why I scream from a gin, consume copious pints of Tennent's, and when I hear someone on a mad gin, all I do is grin and then go back into the pub and finish off my gin. If something's bad, I'd say, that's Shan, or that's a sin. If it's good, I'm with the boys screaming, get in. It's never, I'm drunk, it's, I'm fucking steaming. When I get something right, I'm fucking cheesing. I've not cried for years, but I've been fucking greeting. I'm as Scottish as Scottish Stephen, even if you think I'm not. Mother's name Kennedy, like Clan Kennedy from just above leaving, but she's not even Scottish. But tell the racists that I am, and I'm not fucking leaving. I've always been a black friend, but I'm not even black or white, I'm just a sexy blend. I've had a few girls who want to sex me for a trend or think they understand my culture, but I barely understand my background, so every time they assume it always offends. Anyway, I'm as Scottish as breaking your VL in an industrial estate. I'm as Scottish as Tennent's. I'm as Scottish as chippy sauce, and I'm sorry if anyone's English, but mushy peas do not taste like freedom, and in Scotland we are free. I mean, Scotland is literally all that I breathe. I've never lived anywhere else, so Scotland is literally all that I see. But a question for the racists. Can I be Scottish and me?
We have Fiona Jane on deck, but making their way to the stage now. Please go absolutely wild for Jenny Penny Lester!
I'm scared of getting old. Not of growing to be grey-haired or the way my back aches if I sit in a bad chair, but after a night out, I can see where my wrinkles will be. I cover the mirror with steam as I try to wash away the memory. It is 10 years ago, and filters on photos are still a novelty. We are young and drunk and free and loud. We pass the phone around and laugh at everyone's face, aged by app. My brother looks like he knows his way around a game of bowls. And then it's my turn, and I learn what it means to say a room goes quiet. Like I'm in space, and there's no way for sound to move. 'Cause I see, looking at me with my eyes, my mum. And I can see how my face will fold itself into her smile. Same laughter lines and crow's feet. 2 years later, my dad sees a photo of me at the beach. I am chasing our dog to stop him drinking salt water, and he says, "I look just like her." Does he mean because I am running? When she was young, my mum won a long-distance race, but received no prize for first place. See, the boys who cried, stumbling through her long-gone dust, had tried very hard, and there was no trophy for fastest girl. It is unfair that my face is a graveyard, a ticking clock, a caterpillar of a butterfly with grief on its wings. Am I supposed to just wait? I've never been good at patience. She asked me once where I found my confidence. It's not planted in our family tree. I said, "Are you kidding? I look just like you." I do not feel confident when I'm scared of my reflection. I never believed in ghosts until I realized my face was haunted. One day I will look how I remembered her, and then older than she got to be. I hope I am ready. I hope I can say, "Hello. I've missed you." And then I'm so happy to see you again. Thank you.
Jenny Lester, everybody. In a moment, Dean Sang is going to be rounding things off, but now make their way to the stage, our penultimate poet in round 2. Go wild for Fiona J!
Trigger warning for swearing. Hunter shouldn't probably listen to this. To fuck me is not to fuck a broken thing. I no longer feel privileged to be chosen, although you should. The golden crevices of this body don't welcome just anyone. They do not shine brighter just for any touch. This mangled body of mine is beyond a prize. It is warmth of a heart and breathlessness of a chest working overtime on the best of days. It is tremble of a misplaced bone and the bones that aren't there. This mangled body of mine doesn't gift itself to just anyone anymore. Not since the touch of a woman untangled it. To feel the breath of Aphrodite lift you to the ceiling and lay you gently back down again. It's incomparable. Have you ever tasted a fruit so sweet you don't think you'll ever want to eat anything else? Or felt lips so soft you don't think they'll ever leave yours? Have you ever felt 5, 10, 15 seconds of no pain at all? It's priceless. To leave your body and forget about the ache that's always there, to observe 1, the tongue that continues the dance, 2, the bones first back into place, 3, the spark as her eyes search and meet mine, 4, the fire, the poem, the taste of red wine, 5, Five, the weightless lungs, no more useless than ever. 6, a pull as sharp as always, and I let go as never. 7, as I try to hold myself hostage. 8, the last second that I don't have to share before returning to my body. so it can return to her.
We have one final poet in the second round, so keep that applause going. Raise the roof as we welcome back Dean Sam.
Do you ever feel fake? Like, not I'm fine fake, but fluke fake. Beginner's luck fake. Or you made it through to round 2 fake. BA fake. MSc fake. Postgrad to PhD fake, or got no degree fake, because I've seen fake. At workshops, poets searching for something fake good to say when fake can see it really how these writing skills are clearly fake. And it'll happen one day. Reading off pages, they'll say fake ate the room and I'll be taken off stage, not for being afraid, but a fraud. Fake. Chained down, fake. The clowns fake, rush fake, out fake, pin me down fake, lick the written ink fake, off paint their face fake, laugh as they chain fake, me fake to a float fake, made of the paper, wasted being fake, then parade fake, all around fake, every friend made seeing me fake, fake shock on their face fake, as I'm carried down fake, past Saughton Park fake, to the trees fake, where they burn fake, dock fakes. Teacher fakes, music fakes, the breezy field ablaze with my fake stake placed amongst the writer fakes, and as we burn from the sun rays, the crowd says, fuck fake, fuck ache, fuck day fakes and he, she fakes and frauds and human being fakes, my skin, fake flakes, fake flits, the 6-year-old first A5 page written 9-year-old pride from first published skit, 15-year fanfic to open mic her first timer. And the fake fades to smoke, revealing all the poetry books unread, signs filled with dust that they bring to fuel the reignition. Let me breathe this smog, exhale with pride. This fake, this flame that meant we tried, those remnants tied to nights we blazed besides our desks, our minds aflame, confine us fake as frauds, afraid. But I would rather feel this than never have tried. So burn me alive, fake, like stars do, like mouths before water, like eyes without intent. Because when I ask you if you felt this, I already know that you do. Thank you.
Dean Sam, everybody! Can we just get a huge round of applause for all of our second round slammers? That was absolutely wild. What a second round. I always look at the judges after a round like that and you can just feel the hostility radiating off them. I can only apologize, Beth. Like your job's not hard enough at the festival. That was amazing. Yeah, thank you so much to all of our slammers. First round, second round, that was what an absolutely incredible standard. This is a huge way for us to kick off our slam season. Yeah, this is crazy. There's not going to be a break between second and third round. The scores are being totted up just now. While that's happening, can I introduce to you our fabulous musician who is going to be involved in the third round? The one, the only, spectacular, Mr. Jack Hanks! We have a rule. We're mean to each other at our showcases at the SSC, but at the Slam, we're best pals. That's the rule. Jack is our long-suffering musician. He has been working with poets for far too long. He must have done something terrible in a previous life. But what is going to happen in the third round is our three finalists, whoever the fuck that is, are going to be accompanied by Jack. And I think Jack does very well is sort of improvise behind poets. Some poets are very good at working with musicians and that kind of weird, kind of unspoken conversation that can happen. Some of them read a poem and Jack does his best. So we will see what happens in the third round. So it comes to, the poem you're going to choose. You got to think about it. You got to think what might work. You got to be ready on your feet to maybe bend the style you perform your poem in a little bit than you normally would. But what we thought we would do to give our poets a little chance to see maybe what that looks like if they haven't before, that me and Jack would maybe do something together. So what we've said to our poets... Oh, thanks. What we've said to our poets is a good way to do it is to kind of come up and give Jack 3 words that he can kind of interpret. So I will go with, at the point that I have not considered what poem I'm going to do. So one you definitely know because it'll be one off the top of my head. Let's go for Unrequited Love, Batman. I want to be a mountain so that you and I can stand side by side and make valleys together. I want to be the east coast of America so you can be the west. And when separation puts our love to the test, a nation will build railroads for us. I want to be the sun so you can be the moon. When we align, the whole world will look up, but it will be so dark. Only we can see what we're doing. I want to be Adam and Eve before the shame of fig leaves, so we can be the first to experience kiss and touch and love and laugh. I want to be Batman, so you can be Wonder Woman and we can make fun of Aquaman together, I guess. What I'm trying to say is, I want you. And I want you, I want me to. I want to swim in your eyes, not because they're blue, but because they have unexplored depths, and I want to dive to the bottom of you. I want you to be my sober first kiss. I want you to make up for all the drunken ones I've missed, because I honestly can't think of a drink I want to taste more than your lips. I want to be every blade of grass. So when at last the sun begins to rise, I know you'll be holding me like morning dew. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I want you. And I want you to know, I don't say this with ease. I was ready to swear off love for good until you swept in like an ocean breeze and blew my line in the sand back into beach again. And I've wanted to tell you this a million times before, but instead, I write love poems, and I don't want to have to write them anymore. Give it up for the beautiful Jack Hanks. So yeah, as I was saying about... It's my favorite joke in the world because you can feel the white-hot hatred of the poets from the second round burning into you. That's good. Guys, I do want to say, though, again, that was an absolutely stacked, stellar round. I know from having done 2 of these slam series previously that especially by the time you get to this final round, it is fractions of points. We have multiple times had the difference between being 3rd place and 4th place being 0.5 of a point, which is dumb. So please, again, anyone could have easily made it through the final round. I think we can all see the standard here. Can we just get one big more round of applause for all of our slammers? So the way it's going to work, I'm going to read out the 3 poets. You can cheer after each one. Children. And then I will read them out in the order they're going to come up. I will then introduce each one when they're coming on to read. They'll have a couple seconds to say what they want to say to Jack. start their piece, and Jack will jump on in. Everyone good with that? Cool. The three poets reading in the final round in this order will be Dean Sang! You happy? You got a cheer after? Second will be Jenny Penny Lester! And our third and final poet in the final round will be Lucas Sheridan! Those are our three poets. Those are our three finalists. They're going to match up with Jack. It's going to be a crazy final. Guys, are you ready for the third and final round? Then please put your hands together and welcome to the stage the spectacular Dean Sang!
All right, Jack, we'll go for gentle restaurant music. Ask me the greatest meal I have ever had, and I will tell you it was alone. Beginning halfway across the world, concussed. The vulnerability elbows on hands give, it was there. Near the Sky Tree in Tokyo, beyond the first escalators, the thing I loved as a child, still do, turn to a restaurant, to the oversized spoon prop that scooped out all sorrow, the wispy woods, the menu, that pink blob everywhere, to the stars in my drink, the main course, the small figure I got to keep alongside the coaster, the broken English, the way I took pictures like I was capturing an aurora, the music as soft as my name. The people around me, all ages, to the birthday jingles and how the chefs clapped, the fact I was on my own, the forks and spoons like royalty, to the mascot's face on the dessert, the fullness handing the bill, the weeks later where I scratched green into that grid of my notebook for that day, how this was the kindest thing I had done for myself in years. The taste of gentleness self-love can bring. The figurine still on my bookshelf. The coaster on my desk. How I held tears in therapy when I brought it up. The fact I was lucky enough to get a reservation. How I deserved it. The feeling of being enough with which I defined. A color on the grid. A counterweight to the concussion. A dish so divinely delicious, feeling the tilt of the scale and responding with a love that leans on my shoulder and asks, where else can kindness lead? There are kitchens across Scotland calling. They want us seated and ready for a warmth that fills us beyond feeding. From beyond the first escalators, near the Sky Tree in Tokyo, ask me the greatest meal I have ever had, and I will tell you it is the one where I am there to eat it. Thank you.
Dean Sang, everybody! Wow. Guys, our second poet in the final round, please put your hands together, raise the roof, make some noise for Jenny Penny Lester!
Hi, Jack. Can we please have impatient, exciting, and hopeful? Thank you. Ooh, wonderful. Okay. Can I tell you a secret? I won't make you promise to keep it. Tuck it away for another day. I just have to warn you, it might annoy you. Could chime a bell you try to keep quiet, might turn your peace into a riot. It's a dangerous morsel, electric state. Are you ready? Being single is fucking great. The thrill of first dates. My kitchen is clean every day. No one snores but me, and I don't have to beg anyone for the attention I need. Late at night I sleep, not up chewing pain. Is this it? I don't spend energy wishing for change that hasn't and won't and shouldn't. I'm sorry if it's scary, you're right to be wary, but this is too wonderful not to share. Can I tell you another secret? Salad bags are too big. And it is not fair that he stopped paying half the rent. I've spent too many nights on tedious dates, felt the weight of only okay. There are so many lonely people out there. And sometimes I'm scared. Sometimes people look at you as if you failed, and sometimes I feel like they might be right. Can I tell you a secret? I don't have the energy for this fight. I joke, but I'm scared to fall again. After it all broke, I didn't eat for weeks. Everyone was so pleased. What's your secret? If you fall apart enough, you lose pieces of yourself. This isn't health. Really choked the vibe at Grandma's birthday. They were thirsty for me to say Diet Coke or something. Here's the thing. People don't always like the truth, especially when it isn't quite easy. See, no one wants to hear that I still think about him. And not just when people near me talk of his success. This is jealousy. You get to see him, get to tell him things. I used to tell him all of my secrets, the smallest and the worst. I wonder if he still keeps them, if he skimmed them like stones across a lake. One secret left. You might break, but you would be okay. Nothing stays the same, but that is true even if you stay. So listen to what your body feels when you think of leaving. Does it feel like a secret, freeing and thrilling, like the wild geese escaping across the sea, leaving winter behind? The air is cold up here, but I'm going somewhere new. Tell me a secret. Is that what you want too? Thank you.
Jenny Penny Lester! We have one final poet in the third round, so please raise the fucking roof as we welcome back Lucas Sheridan! Keep clapping to fill the
Out after Elliot Volschek. He is out. Well, in the club, where their dead names run off their soft flesh with the sweat slick down their backs. The lights are splitting the night into dark and glitching brightness. He leans in for a kiss in the hologramming strobe. Half there, every other second placeless in the black, and soon there are glistening tears mixing with the glitter on his cheeks, and flashing lights bounce inside his skull too, back and forth through 18 years of pretty empty smiles. It's warm in the club, from the bodies, from the bouncing, bounding people and their breath. On the dance floor, he can feel it on his neck, and later in the corner pretends the sweat it's left is a lover, whispering his name in his ear. The wall is sticky. So he presses his palm into the paper, adding his skin to the mix of spilt drinks and spit. If it could bind him here, he'd let it. He'd merge his guts to the piss-stick floor if it meant he never had to leave. He would gladly be trampled by size 12 heels every night of the week, if only to be lit in the same dazzling light, if only to feel the rumble of their boots and bops and bodies through the bones, to know that he is not alone in his. Out on the curb, his head will hang as if in prayer, and shivers will chase the sweat back up his spine to the bare nape of his neck. But he will realize that he has never felt the night air like this, so deep in his chest and so close to his skull. He will take a last gulp before he goes home and hold the evening in his throat for the days to come. There next to it, his name will fizz on his tongue with possibility, lit still in Technicolor.
Look at Sheridan, everybody! And can we get one time for Mr. Jack fucking Hanks? Oh, that was a bit good. Guys, that is the end of the third round. One of our competitors is going to come and be part of the Grand Slam final, and I think whatever happens in the next few minutes, Edinburgh has got a pretty fucking good champion representing them. I just want to say really quickly a huge thank you to Push the Boat Out for having us, for partnering with us to put on this slam. And for just the amazing work they do in general on this festival. Every year, Push the Boat Out seems to... every year I look at the program and I go, oh, they won't top that. And then the next year, it's another amazing lineup, another huge just celebration of poetry. It's incredible to see. Please keep coming back and supporting Push the Boat Out, because it only will continue if people come and support, because we're getting very little else from anywhere else. So yeah, I know the struggles that Push the Boat Out have had this year to try and put this festival together, last minute changes and all of that, the incredible work the staff do to make that happen on a very tight budget, very tight time schedule, very small team is incredible. So please go and see some shows, go and check out the amazing program that they have going on. If you can support them in other ways, please do. The biggest thing you can always do, whether it's for Push the Boat Out, whether it's for us, word of mouth, tell someone you went and saw an amazing show, follow them on social medias, do all those things, because it makes a world of difference. I also want to say a huge thank you to Creative Scotland for funding our slam season. It is very competitive now for Creative Scotland funding, and we are always incredibly grateful when they provide it. Spoken word is one of the most underfunded art forms in the UK, so when they see something like we're doing with this slam season and recognise that and put up the money to try and help us do it, it means the world. So a huge thank you to Creative Scotland. If you want to follow along with the slam season, we're filming this one. We're going to film all 10 heats and the Grand Slam final. We are going to be kicking off. And just to get you guys are here, little sneak peeks. We're going to be at Stanza. Don't pay attention to the man in the back. Like a cat burglar. We are going to be at Stanza. We are going to be at Paisley Book Festival. We're going to be working with Aberdeen Performing Arts in Aberdeen. We're going to be with Up Your Ears in Dumfries, best name ever. We are going to be at Verve Poetry Festival in Birmingham. We are going to be at Bradford Literary Festival. We are going to be putting on heats in Glasgow and Inverness. We are going to be all over the place this year. And there is still one that I can't say anything about, and the Grand Slam final. It is going to be a huge season. 10 absolutely extraordinary heats. Please follow along, share the videos. The more people that get eyes on it, the bigger spoken word gets, the more likely we are to get the next round of funding. There is no prize in Slam in the UK like the one we have, where it's a £3,000 cash prize. We've had 2 winners, and it has had a massive impact on their careers. We really want to keep this going. We're going to have a third spectacular winner coming this August. So yeah, please do jump on, do all the socials and all of that. But for now, can I invite our wonderful Sacrificial Poet and reigning champion Heather Rose onto the stage? Do you want to lift the belt? So, they are literally going to hand over the belt. I just like making Heather hold the belt because it's funny. Guys, can we get a drum roll, please? I am just going to announce the winner, the champ, your Edinburgh champion, your Push the Boat Out champion, heading to the Grand Slam final in August. Please go absolutely wild for Lucas Sheridan! You gotta keep that applause going all the way. Go fucking wild. Look at Sheridan! Guys, you're champion! There's nothing better than seeing the boy be like, what the fuck? Amazing. Guys, that is our very first qualifier. Lucas is going to join 10 incredible poets on the way to the Grand Slam final. Please, if you want to follow along, there's a slide for all the socials. You know how to use fucking Google. So jump on, Loud Poets, all that good stuff. We hope that you will join us along the journey. We will be back in August with the Grand Slam final. You are all in Edinburgh. Come and support your champion. It would mean the world to them. Please, like I said, continue to enjoy Push the Boat Out. Continue to go and check out the amazing program that those guys have for you. For now, this has been the Loud Poets Slam Edinburgh Heat. Your champion is Lucas Sheridan. You guys have been fucking amazing. I've been Kevin Mclean, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please help us share it with more people by clicking the like button down below. If you want to see more videos like it, well, there should be one on your screen right now. Click that and you can head right there. Or you can subscribe to the channel. Make sure to ring the bell icon for notifications and you will never miss another video we put out. If that's not enough for you, well, good news. We have over 50 full-length Loud Poet shows that you can get access to, either by joining us over on the Patreon page or by becoming a member right here on YouTube. All you need to do is click the join button down below. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.